Yo, what is going on, you delusional decidueyes? Today, we're playing some games with the new and improved Malamar coming out with the Cosmic Eclipse set. We do have a couple new additions to the deck, and I'll go over those first. We got the baby Blacephalon in here, which is probably the biggest addition to the deck with the Fireworks Bomb. Put 4 damage counters on our opponent's Pokemon in any way we like, but if they have exactly 3 prize cards remaining, we put 12 damage counters on them instead. And I've decided to try comboing that with the Lusamine Prism Star, which says if our opponent has exactly 3 prize cards, they can't do any damage to our Ultra Beast Pokemon. So theoretically, on 3 prize cards, we can send up Blacephalon, play the Lusamine Prism Star, use our attack, put 12 damage counters wherever we want, go over to our opponent's turn. And because people are starting to cut custom catchers in favor of great catchers, they usually don't have a way around to either push the Blacephalon out of the way or gust around it. So that means we're going to be able to use Fireworks Bomb again on our next turn and put 12 more damage counters in play wherever we want. Which is pretty ridiculously strong. So yeah, that's what I've been trying out, this Ultra Beast combo with the Lusamine Prism Star and the baby Blacephalon. We'll see how it works moving forward. I'm not sure it's worth keeping. It's a 1-of Lusamine Prism Star that we don't have any way to find besides drawing into it / Stellar Wish. So I'm not sure how consistent it is. When I have pulled it off, it's been ridiculously powerful, but how often can you pull it off is kind of the question, so I'm not sure it's worth keeping around. It's been super fun to play around with, though, and pull off. It's been super nice when our opponent just can't do anything, and we just get to do another turn of Fireworks Bomb, and that pretty much wins the game every time. The other additions we have in here is the Mimikyu with the Shadow Box ability. Any of our opponent's GX, any GX Pokemon in general that have damage counters on them have no abilities. Specifically very strong against stuff like Mewtwo Box, but also with the new Pokemon coming out like Volcarona GX or Silvally GX, shutting down those abilities can be kind of cool. So yeah, just a very strong ability overall. Definitely keep it at a 1-of. I don't think I'd ever play more than a 1-of because we do have stuff like Lana's Fishing Rod now, which allows us to search our discard pile or put a Pokemon and a Pokemon tool card from our discard pile into our deck. We can get more spell tags. We can get back if we need. I no longer have the second Mew in my list, but if we need a second Mew, we can Lana's Fishing Rod for it. If we need a second Mimikyu, we can Lana's Fishing Rod for it. If we discard our Espeon Deoxys early for some reason, we can get it back with Lana's Fishing Rod. So yeah, super great card in the Malamar deck. The next one that I've added in is the Great Catcher. Now, I think the first Great Catcher is better than the first Esper, but if you wanted a second Great Catcher, I think it's possible Esper is better than the second Great Catcher, but I think between Great Catcher and Esper, Great Catcher is always better. I can't even count the amount of times I've been like, I want to be able to KO this Dedenne on my opponent's bench, but I can only get like up to 3 or 4 damage counters on it, and you need 6 on it for Esper to be able to knock it out. So it's a lot of damage counters to get on a Dedenne. So I'd say the first Great Catcher is definitely better than Esper, and second Great Catcher versus first Esper is kind of would be the argument for the second gust / cleanup effect, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, I think that's all I have to say on the new cards. There's not a whole ton of new additions to Malamar. A lot of it's the same, so let's go ahead and get into some games and see if we can't pull off that Lusamine Prism combo. Looks like we're up against the ADP. Our opponent has that Keldeo GX start, and then there's a Lillie. Usually don't see the Lillie in these builds, or I haven't been recently, but I guess our opponent is opting for that Lillie. Yep, there he is, Arceus Dialga Palkia. Alright, we'll see how this one goes. This matchup I felt has been pretty tough. I don't run the Latios GX, which can be a pretty big game changer in this matchup because you can just go Clear Vision, and then our opponent no longer Altered Creation, which is a pretty good combination to shut down our opponent's what our opponent wants to do. So yeah, that is generally a pretty good move to shut down what our opponent is trying to do. But yeah, I don't run it currently. Maybe I should include it, give myself a little bit better of a chance in this matchup. I'm going to grab Ditto here. All right, well, we got turn 2 double Malamar, so we're in a good spot. We're in a good spot to potentially get an attack next turn, which is all we really want to do. But from there is where it gets a little bit interesting. I guess we do at the end of the game have Espeon Deoxys, which is like too big for them to knock out. So that's going to be our game plan: is hit twice with Tina's. Hopefully we get it to attack next turn and the turn after. So we're going to hit twice with Giratina, and then let them knock out 2 Giratinas, and then we're just going to attack with Espeon Deoxys, I feel like. Because we're not going to be able to, unfortunately, use the Lusamine Prism Star combo with the Blacephalon in this one, because our opponent is never going to end up on 3 prize cards. They're going to use their GX attack, and then they're going to knock out a Giratina, go to 4, and then knock out a Giratina, go to 2 prizes, and then from there they just won't won't have to, what's it called? It's also possible, I guess, that they whiff. Oh, nope, there's the end result. But they need another switch. So they need a switch or an escape board here. They did get the water energies, plenty of those. And there it is, second switch. All right, here we go. GX attack, altered creation GX. Yeah, if they don't play custom catchers or can't find custom catchers, we could then pull it off that way. So that's our game plan, I guess. Go ahead, calm this guy back into the deck. Grab ourselves another Inkay. I think, yeah, get another Inkay. I'm kind of regretting benching that Mew a little bit. Not too much, just like a little bit. Bench this guy. Play Cynthia. So we need, man, we need a little bit here. Oh, I don't think we can. Oh no, we can still get there. Stellar Wish, no switch yet. We're gonna go ahead and go with the Acro Bike. Hoping for a switch here. Acro Bike, no switch card. That is unfortunate. Does that mean we just lose the game? Almost feels like that does. Chaotic Swell, very good at countering our Viridian Forest. Nothing we could do about that either. Yeah, it almost feels like this means we just lose the game. Triple Spell Tag in hand. Definitely not super ideal at giving us an out here to do anything. And man, I think I'm gonna attach to the Mew and pass over to our opponent. Yeah, not a whole lot of options there on our side. They're gonna knock out our Jirachi. We're gonna have to send up Giratina and hit their ADP, and then we're gonna have to attack with Espeon Deoxys on the following turn. And I think this one will just be a loss. I mean, turn one, we wouldn't have been able to do the... Even if we did play the Latios, we had no switch card in hand. So we would not have been able to pull off the Latios' Clear Vision turn one, even if we did play it. So even if we did have the tech for this matchup, it wouldn't have changed anything. I definitely want to get this Recycle Energy in play. I'll attach it to the Mew and then retreat it off the Mew. Cynthia again. I do want to find spell tags again, just in case I can maybe like make the matchup tie. If I can find the... I do need to find the what's it called first though, the Espeon Deoxys. Retreat, give me the Recycle Energy. Actually, take away the Psychic Energy. And then, yep, Shadow Impact. Just gonna hit through for 130. Gonna go ahead and punch our own Giratina. Yeah, this one is looking pretty rough. The game plan is gonna have to be... Oh man. The game plan is going to have to be put all the damage on... Alright, so we can, with Espeon Deoxys, we can hit for 140, I believe. We can bring Giratina back, put 4 there. So we have to put 1 here, 3 there. Hit this thing for 140, 120, 130. We can hit for 160, actually, with a full bench of Psychic Pokemon. So that's going to be our game plan. Full bench of Psychic Pokemon. Knock out this with Espeon Deoxys. Then we have to deal with this this guy eventually as well. And that guy's going to be super annoying to deal with. Oh, man. This is not looking good. All right. We're going to put all 4 on. We'll put 3 on Keldeo. And then I think 1 over here on this Drampa. 1, 2, 3. And then 1 over here on this Drampa. Once again, have to come up. We still have to get lucky here at some point. I don't know what we're going to do. All right. We're going to be able to save the Recycle Energy, which is nice. Get access to that. There's Espeon Deoxys. Play Cynthia. And... Alright, we have some options. Switch is the main thing I was looking for. We have not been able to use any of our Viridian Forest. Our opponent has a Chaotic Swell every time. So we got the Distortion Door. Ping and ping. See, we're only about a turn behind. If we had had that other attack ahead of time, I think we would have been in like an okay spot here, actually. If we had gotten that last attack off with Tina, that first attack off with Tina, that we kind of missed due to whiffing a switch card, I think it would have been actually in a fine spot. What do we have in here? Just 1 Psychic? Alright, Psychic Club. Knock out this guy, but I don't think we have any way to draw our prize cards in time. I think this one is going to go over to our opponent. We're bench locked. We don't really have a way to do... I guess we could have done 1 on the active and kept ourselves unbench locked. We could have put 1 spell tag damage on the active. Then we wouldn't have gotten this one here, so that means if they send this up this turn, like they can, we wouldn't have been able to knock this out. This doesn't have two different types of energy attached to it, so it's possible they don't get two different types of energy attached to it, and they actually can't do enough for this thing to actually KO a Tina. So we could go next turn, retreat, recharge. Yeah, if they don't get a water energy here, actually, we could win. Oh, there it is. There's the water energy. So that, I think that does mean we are just going to lose here on the next turn. We can KO the Keldeo, get down to 1 prize card, and then our opponents will be able to hit for 140 with this Drampa, which we can't do anything about. Yeah, so we can go retreat to the Malamar, and then we can go Psychic Recharge to the Giratina, and then Psychic Recharge to the Giratina. We can attach the Recycle to the Giratina, and then we can Psychic Recharge as well to the Espeon Deoxys, because why not? And then we switch and we Shadow Impact, but unfortunately, our opponent did get the water energy. I was like, well, they got 3 here, 3 in the discard pile. I don't know, maybe 1 is in their last prize card, or they can't find it out of the deck. But not going to be what happens this game. Opponent going to be able to send up the Drampa, knock out our Giratina, and end this one just fine. I think, unless I'm 2 or more different types of basic energy. Well, I think they have it. They could just be BMing us and digging for the Great Catcher on our Espeon Deoxys. But I think I know how this works. Yeah, there you go. Knockout. And we are going to lose this one. We kept it pretty close. We whiffed an attack. We got down to 1 prize card. If our opponent didn't have the basic water, I think we would have won. But they do have it there, and we're going to take an L here. In what I think is definitely an unfavorable matchup up against the ADP. Up against a Flygon. It looks like a Flygon GX deck with Silvally. They got the Diancie. They got the Trapinch. Type Null turn 1. Definitely not a terrible turn 1 from our opponent. Alright, here we go. Acro Bike's first. Gonna grab the Giratina, discard the Psychic, throw Viridian Forest in play, get rid of the Giratina, grab a Psychic, and then Acro Bike again, grab the Cynthia, and now we're going to bring back the Giratina, Distortion Door those guys, attach the Psychic, attach the Spell Tag, and then play the Cynthia. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, could calm away this guy right now, but I think I'd rather hold off until next turn. Let's go with the Stellar Wish first. Escape Board is definitely going to be the item or trainer of choice off that one, and then pass over to our opponent. We're currently fully set up to be able to attack turn 2 with the Shadow Impact, which I have to imagine is going to be our goal in this matchup. I don't know what quite else our opponent could possibly pull off. There's a red and blue, discarding their whole hand to get out the Silvally GX. All right, so they got that draw power now and some energies on him, so they can knock out our Jirachi with the Silvally if they want to. Yep, there's the retreat. There's the disc reload. I was about to say they should probably draw some cards before they attack us. There we go. There's a Vibrava. There's a Trapinch. All right, they are all set up, ready to go. The Brave Buddies knocking out our Jirachi. That's fine with me. We got the turn 2 attack. That's all I really wanted. Let's see what we top deck here. Another Inkay. That's great. Calm away. Mew. Grab me that Malamar. Once I get in the discard pile, could get another one in the discard pile, which I wouldn't hate to see right now. I don't really want to put the Escape Board on a Ditto. I'd rather have it on a Jirachi and save it for later, but we want to make sure we get this attack off, so I'm going to go ahead and throw it down, and then Cynthia. First 6 fresh cards, another Inkay, Malamar. Oh, we can only evolve the Ditto, so oops. Sheesh, I'm all over the place. So Ditto is our current pivot, and we probably want to set up triple Malamar, so that means we need to, oops. All right, there is one in there, so I could evolve this Malamar, and then I can Psychic Recharge to it. And I will play this Acro Bike, actually. I should have played this Acro Bike before doing that, because if we do find... Alright, I really want to try and pull off the Lusamine Prism Star combo, so we're going to take that over that. I'm going to throw down the 4th Inkay, because this guy is our current pivot. And then Shadow Impact, 130, and we'll throw the 40 on. He hits for 50. or 120, which is not quite enough. So we're gonna hit our own Malamar. I actually don't know. I don't remember what the Flygon GX actually does. So I'm a little bit in the dark on that one. So we'll find out together here. I mean, you guys actually might know what it does. I have no idea what it does. I completely forget what it does. All I know is I remember reading it, and I was like, this doesn't actually seem good enough to play. Oh, there he goes back into the deck before I could actually read him. Yeah, I remember being like, this doesn't look like it's good enough to actually play. So I'm not going to worry about trying to make this work. But our opponent's playing it here, so it'd be very good to know what the heck is going on. There's a fan club. Oh, I guess they're playing that because they want to be able to get the type null. Makes sense. And the March Shadow and the Dedenne. Alright, looks like we're going to be seeing a Dedenne change here. There's no reason to resetting hold this, so maybe they're just chilling for the turn. Yeah, looks like that's it. Brave Buddies for the knockout. This guy's getting knocked out no matter what. I guess we should just dump all the damage on the Vibrava. We could throw it on the Trapinch, and if we get out Second Tina into the discard pile, then we can actually KO the Trapinch. I think I'm going to go for that, actually. Yeah, so if we can get Second Tina into the discard pile this turn, which isn't impossible, we could actually get the KO on the Trapinch. So Malamar comes up because he is our current pivot. I'm going to treasure away Lillie. Get that Malamar. I think we will throw this Escape Board on this last Inkay here. And then we will go with the Lillie for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we were able to get that combo off that I was talking about. We're going to do that. We're going to grab ourselves the Blacephalon. And then go Distortion Door. And I think we want to hit up these two right here. And then once again, Distortion Door. Hit up these two guys as well. And then we go with the... Oh, well, we got to get our prize card first, I guess. Psychic recharges onto Giratina. Psychic recharge onto Giratina. And then Psychic recharge onto Giratina. Alright, and I think we can actually evolve this Inkay. If I'm not mistaken, we can evolve that Inkay into a Malamar. So I think I'm going to go ahead and do that as well. We got the Lusamine Prism Star Blacephalon combo ready to go. So we want to pull that off as well. Yep, I can evolve it. And then we're going to Psychic Recharge onto the Malamar, and then Shadow Impact for the knockout on our opponent's Silvally. Taking him out, we're going to throw the damage on this Malamar here. Get ourselves 2 prize cards, and then we're set up for the Blacephalon Lusamine combo on our next turn. Which should be the game ender, unless our opponent does play Custom Catchers, which I have a hard time believing they do, because they do play red and blue, which is pretty aggressively like mills through their deck. So Custom Catchers would be stuff that's kind of hard to hold on to. So if I had to guess, they wouldn't be playing Custom Catchers. All right, let's read this card. Let's put all of your Pokemon take 30 less damage from your opponent's attacks. Okay, Dusty Defense. Set him card in play. This attack does 120 more damage, and then if they actually have this one, they'll be doing 40 more, so they can get up to 240 damage actually with the Desert Hurricane, which is kind of scary. And then Sonic Edge just kind of goes through everything. So yeah, actually that's a little bit scarier than I thought when comboed with the Martial Arts Dojo. Actually, with the Desert, you can one-shot most tag teams, actually all tag teams with that. That's a little bit scary actually. Yeah, I kind of underestimated how good I thought that was initially, for sure. No spell tag on this guy on the last turn. We could have, we couldn't have KO the Trapinch. Oh, we could KO the Trapinch. Yeah, definitely underestimated how good the Desert Hurricane potentially is, actually, for sure. Wow, yeah, interesting, cool. Yeah, that's it. That's all I gotta say. That's a cool attack actually. Unfortunately, it's kind of hard to make work because of stuff like Chaotic Swell and stuff, but he does play the Resetting Hole March Shadow for that. So he's pretty much thought of everything with this build, it looks like. And come up with a pretty cool deck overall, actually. I like it. Alright, go Malamar, and we are going to be able to pull off, like I said, we're going to be able to pull off our combo that we want to pull off. Bench him, just in case they have some way to get through it. I'm just going to go ahead and throw this down. Better safe than sorry. Psychic Recharge twice to the Blacephalon, once to the Malamar, and then once to the Giratina, I believe is what I want to do. Twice to Blacephalon. I don't actually have to use the last one, though. Could just go 1 back to Malamar. We can leave 1 in the discard pile. Actually, I think that's a little bit more beneficial. And then, yeah, we got the Lusamine Prism Star. And then we're going to be able to use the Fireworks Bomb. And we can knock out the Trapinch. And then probably just throw the rest on this guy. Sure, that seems fine to me. I guess I could have put it on the Dene and then theoretically won next turn by knocking out to Dene. So I guess that would have been a little bit better, actually. I could have put 4 onto Dene. Like, okay, if I live next turn, I win the game. But I guess if they somehow knock me out, then I put the 4 there anyways, and then I knock it out with Tina with Great Catcher. So yeah, I think pretty much no matter what, we win. I guess they have their GX attack. Yeah, so their GX attack is going to be able to go through our Lusamine Prism Star. I guess we force out the GX attack. Really not that big of a deal. 3 there, 1 here. And then we are just going to be able to go Shadow Impact with Great Catcher to knock out the Dedenne. Which is exactly what I talked about in the intro, putting damage on the Dedenne. Getting up to 3 or 4 damage counters on the Dedenne. Not enough for Esper to take the knockout, but it is more than enough for Giratina to take the knockout on the Dedenne with the Shadow Impact. We could have got 4 damage counters there. We could have got 5 because we have another Giratina in our discard pile. But yeah, works out great here. Bring up that rat, and then we'll be able to get that knockout with the Shadow Impact. So we were able to pull off everything this game. We were able to utilize the Great Catcher for what I said we would want to be able to utilize it for, chasing Dedennes. We got to do the Lusamine Prism Star. Unfortunately, we're up against Flygon GX, which means their GX attack can just go through our Lusamine Prism Star for the turn, but that's okay. And that's going to do it with the video on the new Malamar build. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to give the video a like. If you're enjoying the content, be sure to subscribe. Have a good day. Thanks for watching, and peace.